Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. So if you're a high achiever in any way, shape, or form, a leader, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a coach, whether you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is, you've either been through or you will be through times when you have got to have difficult conversations. And this might be with a teammate, it might be with an employee, it might be with a boss, it might be with a coach. How you handle that conversation really will have an impact on your success, your relationships, and so many things. Now, Betsy Butterick, she's been on a number of my episodes previously. She's a communication expert, she's a coach, she's got incredible background and knowledge. And that was part of the conversation I had with her, is how do you have these difficult conversations? So listen to this for a minute and I'll be back.
I was one of those people. I mean, when I started coaching at 23, I was absolutely someone who said, I don't like conflict. I don't like confrontation. And yet now as a coach, I had to have these conversations, difficult conversations with student athletes. And for me, talk about reframing, I needed to change how I think about these things so that I could stand to have a different experience with them. So I decided to, instead of calling them conflict or confrontation, I decided to call them caring conversations, which you can argue sounds super soft, but for me, it meant I cared enough about that individual or the goals of our program to have what would otherwise be a more difficult conversation. And here's the thing with difficult conversations. Most of us fear them or avoid them because of one of two reasons. One, we've never been taught how to do them well, or two, and sometimes it's a combination of both, we've had negative experiences that cause us to avoid them. Like, I don't want to revisit that. I was unprepared for that. It didn't go well. That's not something I want any part of anytime soon. Totally natural reactions. So the challenge becomes, okay, how can we start to acquire the skills and then practice those skills that allow us to have difficult conversations in a way that builds trust and relationship? And when we do, I mean, those kinds of conversations, while they're things that most of us fear, can be such wonderful, powerful, beautiful, connective conversations. We think about them as divisive. When done well, some of the best conversations I've had or witnessed or mediated are really challenging conversations, but that's where the growth lies. That's where the opportunity for connection is so poignant in those spaces that are challenging, because it matters. Typically emotions are high, and oftentimes there's tears. For me, anytime someone cries and they say, I'm sorry, I'm like, no, I'm grateful. Like, you care so much about this thing that it's literally leaking out of you. There's nothing, in my opinion, to be ashamed about there. It means you care. So let's stay here. Let's talk about the things that really matter.
All right, thanks, Betsy. I really appreciate that. You've got some great insight on all these things. A few things that stood out to me. 2 reasons that we avoid these conversations. 1, we've never been taught to do them well. Or 2, we've had a negative experience with another conversation like this in the past, and so we don't want to go through that again. So analyze your own situation, and if either of those are situations you can relate to, what do you need to do so you can be prepared to have those conversations when the time comes? And looking at it, these are really opportunities to build trust and build a relationship, as she talked about. So often, when you have these difficult conversations, the whole relationship grows. And so, as uncomfortable as it might be the best thing for your relationship. Thanks, Betsy, again. So betsybutterick.com, you can find her there. Plus, she's on all social media. I'm going to put all the show notes with all her links. So make sure to go and follow her and check out all the things she's got going on, because she's got some incredible things happening. Also, I'd love for you to go to jeffheggie.com. Check out my Momentum series. It's a free video series there. It's going to help you gain clarity, set goals, and really get going in the right direction. So just go to jeffheggie.com. Right there on the homepage, you'll be able to see it where you can sign up for free. Thanks. I'll be back again tomorrow.